My name is Victoria Fliss, and today we'll be discussing conation in the Kolbe index. There are several aspects of the mind that determine who we are. The three aspects are cognitive, affective, and conative. We will discuss each of these in more detail. The cognitive aspect of the mind refers to how the mind gains knowledge and reasoning. This is what you know and how you think you will act in a certain situation. This can usually be improved with education, as that leads to more knowledge, and also more common sense in certain situations. It can also be improved by gaining life experience. The affective aspect of the mind is how your mind feels and what it values. This is the emotional side of you, and deals with your feelings and attitudes in certain situations. Therefore, everyone has unique affective traits. The conative aspect of the mind is the least known. Conative refers to how you actually act or respond in a certain situation, not how you think you will respond, which is the cognitive side of the mind. This is based on instinctual behavior and cannot be improved with education or life experience. It does not always align with your cognitive or affective mind. For instance, your cognitive brain may think you should act in a certain way, but your conative instincts will always take precedence. So how do you measure the conative mind? Kathy Kolbe created a questionnaire called the Kolbe Index. It's a short test, which is about 20 minutes long, which asks you to answer several questions based on scenarios and how you would act to them, not how you should act. At the end of the test, you're given a score and a personalized video response on how to interpret your score. The score comes in the form of 4 numbers, each corresponding to the 4 action modes: fact finder, follow through, quick start, and implementer. These will be explained in more detail. The fact finder score indicates how you gather information and share it with others. The follow-through score demonstrates how you plan and design strategies for completing tasks or approaching problems. Quick start refers to how you deal with change and uncertainty. And finally, the implementer indicates how you handle tangibles and problem solving. So how do you interpret your scores within each action mode? A low score between 1 and 3 is considered resistant. Resistant scores prevent problems from arising. Middle scores between 4 and 6 are called accommodative. They help facilitate situations and solutions and act as a glue that holds everything together. High scores of 7 to 10 are insistent, which means they initiate solutions. It's important to note that all ranges of scores are necessary for success. A higher score does not indicate that that person is in any way better or worse than a low score of the same action mode. So this is my Kolbe score. I am an 8 in fact finder and follow through, which shows that I'm insistent in those categories. As a 2 in quick start and a 3 in implementer, I'm resistant in both of those categories. So because I'm an insistent fact finder, I perform extensive research, establish priorities, and I like to define terms. As an insistent follow-through, I enjoy creating a plan, prioritizing tasks, and integrating strict timelines for everything I do. This is a very accurate representation of myself. My entire life, I've always been the type of student who needs to know all the facts before I begin something, and I always complete my work early. After seeing these 2 insistent scores, it all made sense as to why I'm like that. I'm a resistant quick start, which means I stick with the status quo, clarify deadlines, and reduce uncertainty. As a resistant implementer, I create abstract images in my mind, conceptualize, and portray things symbolically. Once again, these resistant scores provided a lot of clarity as to why I do not like change or surprises. It also explains why I usually need symbolic formulas to better understand topics. So you may be thinking, how is this information useful? The Kolbe Index gives you a much better understanding of why you act in certain ways and can explain certain characteristics. It informs you of how you best succeed. For example, learning that I was a resistant implementer showed me that I best succeed by conceptualizing in my head, and I will therefore attempt to choose that route over creating tangible models should a situation arise in the future. Also, as a resistant quick start, I now know why I dislike change and can avoid situations in which I will have to think on my feet. The Kolbe Index also provides a lot of insight on group dynamics. Group dynamics play a huge role in the success of a group project or business. Certain groups of people work better together than others. There are several different types of groups. Synergy refers to a well-balanced group, which has an even mix of insistent, resistant, and accommodative individuals. These groups work best together because there is always someone who can excel in any given situation. Businesses can use the Kolbe index to determine which group of employees will work best together. Inertia refers to too much of one particular action mode. For example, a group that is entirely made up of insistent fact finder and follow-throughs will struggle when the project is changed last minute or a physical model is needing to be built. Businesses can avoid putting groups that have the same score together to avoid this conflict. A conflict group is a group that has opposing scores without an accommodative individual. This group will find itself arguing due to conflicting conative traits. It needs an accommodative person to bridge the gap and provide the best of both worlds. This has been my lecture on conation and the Kolbe index. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you!